Well, hello there, Capricorn. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your weekly tarot reading. This is good for the week of November 11th through the 17th. And we'll take a look first at the overall energy with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, so let's see what we have here. In the flow, everything is smooth sailing, and armadillo spirit, set healthy boundaries. Okay, so there's this energy, Capricorn, here, of when you set those healthy boundaries, both with yourself and with others, okay, that things move more smoothly in your life. And we just came out of that full moon in Taurus, that lunar eclipse. It may have really affected you, with Taurus being a fellow earth sign. The energy where when you kind of like, it's almost like parenting yourself, right? It's kind of like allowing yourself to know, or stepping into the energy of knowing, right? That when you do those things on a daily basis that help you to be your best version, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, that things just seem to go better for you. It's a little bit of that energy where, like say you work, let's say you have a job that you work Monday through Friday. And I know when I'm a retired teacher now, but when I was teaching, one of the things I would do every Sunday afternoon is I would get my clothes ready for the week, right? Monday through Friday, I would check the weather. I would get the clothes all ready, clean, ironed, hanging up, ready to go. And it made getting ready in the morning so much easier. And if I didn't kind of like hold myself to that healthy boundary, because the armadillo spirit is about setting healthy boundaries, with ourselves and with others. But this has a little bit of an energy of setting those healthy boundaries with yourself. So once again, it's kind of like understanding, okay, what can I do in order to be the best version of myself when I put those habits into place? It's all about good habits. When I put those habits into place, then what happens? My life moves a lot smoother, right? Getting ready in the morning is so much easier. Or it's kind of like, and I struggle with this myself. It's like, going to the grocery store and really getting the healthy food and maybe doing a little prep work, turning on the music and, just allowing yourself to do some prep work so that you can create those healthier meals for yourself, so that you're not just grabbing, junk out of the cupboard or stopping and going through drive-through or something like that. There's something here, that is truly, look at this. You have 3 major arcana. This is helping you to kind of like step into an energy where things start going your way. If you have felt stuck for some time, go back and take a little bit of a look at what you're doing on a daily basis. And, this could be even healthy boundaries around your mindset, right? But once again, sometimes when we build those like expectations for ourselves, we put into place those routines that make life flow easier. I don't know about you, but it really helps my mental health too, right? Because if I wake up in the morning and I don't have my clothes laid out, or I don't have, nutritious food in the house, then I sometimes can, I'm stumbling around in the dark trying to figure out what I'm going to wear. I don't get to eat the nutritious meals that I want. And then the day just seems to kind of like fall out of whack, for a lack of a better word, right? And then what happens? Our confidence goes down. It seems like the universe is against us or something like that. Or we can sometimes, I'll talk about me, I can sometimes start beating myself up. Why didn't I do that? Why didn't I get my clothes ready? And then we can go into that spiral downwards. This is the energy of leaving, oh my goodness, look at this, round and not for you. And then chop wood. This is definitely about daily habits, okay? The chop wood is doing those things on a daily basis that will put you into this energy of ease. For some of you, it could be about meditating on a daily basis, getting that exercise that will help you to sleep better so that you can get up feeling more refreshed, right? It's time to leave behind any of those either mindsets or routines that you have or you aren't putting into place, okay, that prevent you from being the best version of yourself. Yeah, your ascended masters are coming in. They're letting you know that your life can be so much more peaceful if you allow yourself to step into the energy of creating some type of organized structure, habits, routines that help you to get the life flowing in a good way, right? So that you feel more confident about yourself and raise your vibration and attract in better options for yourself. So let's take a look at what we have here for your present energy. Yeah, look at this. You're trying to build something, Capricorn. Okay, and I love this energy. You're trying to build a healthy lifestyle for yourself. The star is all about healing, right? It's all about healthy choices, making healthy choices. And this goes, if you think about it, think about all the choices that we make every single day, from deciding what time we're going to wake up and setting an alarm. And then when the alarm goes off, deciding to actually get out of bed instead of hitting the snooze 20 times, right? We all fall into those routines where we think it's not a big deal, but I think that this is a message that, yes, it is affecting your either mental health, your emotional health, or just your overall sense of worthiness. Because there's almost like an underlying energy here where you're feeling either guilty or shameful that you can't get things going for yourself. And it's about being compassionate to yourself, right? And yet at the same time saying, okay, I'm going to put in some, think about the areas that are the most affecting you, and then how can I put in some type of a structure or a habit, a routine that will help me to function better. I'll give you an example for myself. I noticed I was having difficulty sleeping. And then when I really looked at it, I was like, oh my goodness, it's my bed. It's, I had all these excuses. When I finally started looking at it, I realized that I had some habits that were creating my sleeping routine, my going to bed routine, and preventing it from being as healthy as it possibly can. Perhaps I was on my devices too long, right? Or I got really excited and I can start chatting with my girlfriends or something late at night. Not having a specific bedtime. I realized that I had a bedtime, but I didn't really keep to it, that type of thing. And then I recognized, I need to have a routine. So now I turn off my devices, right after dinner, I just turn off my devices. I turn down the lights. I try to, really and truly go to bed at the same time every night. I read in bed, I journal. I spend some just downtime, like lowering my own vibration before I go to bed. And all of a sudden I started sleeping better, which, to be honest, really affects the next day, right? And so recognizing that you play a role, you may not be able to control everything in your life, but there are certain things that you can control. Yeah, this is transforming. This is definitely transformational for you. And I think you're kind of taking this really seriously. I love this because what you're understanding is that you can't control You can't control the people at work. You can't control the traffic getting to work. You can't control a lot of things in your life, right? But you can, looking at the things that you can control on a day-to-day basis. What can you control? And understanding that when you take back your power and you make some healthy choices for yourself, you're putting down this Eight of Swords energy, right? You're saying, no, look, I get to decide. I get to make a lot of decisions in your life, especially if you feel like you're stuck and you don't have any, and there are things in your life that you can't control. You may not be able to control your work environment. You may not be able to control the stock market or what's going on in the world. There's so many things you can't control. But if you put your time and energy worrying about the things that you can't control, then you're giving away your time and energy to things that you're not going to change. It's about taking back your power and understanding, now wait a minute, there are things that I can control, but I'm choosing not to control. I can control what time I go to bed. I can control what I eat for breakfast. I can control, getting my week planned out, taking some time to do that instead of, going down the rabbit hole of streaming stuff on my device, right? There are choices that we can make that help us to move forward in our life. And I think that that's what you're doing. You're seeing that, there is a lot of, okay, this is the energy I'm getting. Capricorn, some of you might be saying, yeah, but that's not fun, right? Yeah, I get that. Do I like putting out my clothes, for the week and ironing them and all of that stuff? No, I'll have to admit, no, it's just not what I like to do, okay? But how can you make it fun? How can you make that fun? Turn on some music, right? Dance while you're ironing, right? Or, if you want to, turn on a movie. If you're kind of like, well, I really want to watch a Hallmark movie or something, it's like, okay, turn on the movie while you're ironing and getting your laundry done and chopping up vegetables so that you'll have them clean and ready to go for the week, right? This is making choices that show yourself, okay, that you love yourself. These are choices that you're making that really kind of like allow you to love yourself and to show yourself that you do love yourself. Yeah, oh my goodness. I'll have to admit, I've been kind of working on this myself. Yeah, this is you deciding. Am I really willing to put the time and energy into loving myself and understanding that when you do, look at this, you start to believe in yourself. I have seen this in myself so many times, and things come up in life and then we get off track, right? And that's okay. It's kind of like tomorrow's another day. I can start tomorrow. I can start right now. I can start making those healthy choices right here, right now. And not getting bogged into the, well, I know, but, allowing yourself to have those excuses. I think this is cleaning out those excuses to why you're not doing some of those things that you would really like to do or getting your life into this flow. So let's take a look at what your advice is. Yeah, you have the Death card again. The energy of allowing yourself to transform, to know that you can go in a different direction. You can make different choices. You maybe can't change the world. You maybe can't change your boss. You can't change the traffic. You can't change the weather. You can't change a lot of things. But what you can do is change your mindset around them. You can make choices about how you're going to show up in the world. Yeah, and this really does. It helps you to step into a much more sense of a balance. I think, part of this is you have taking steps in a change in the wind, taking those steps that that if you make one change, and it's not about changing everything, Capricorn, take one step today, right? Just taking one step. What's one area of your life that if you could change it? For me, it was my sleeping, right? I was like, I have got to get a handle on this, right? And, I personally, I try not to take medication. So I was like, okay, how can I do this naturally? How can I at least try to do this naturally? You know, and when I looked at it, I was doing a lot of things that really, you know, were preventing me from having the best sleep possible. And it doesn't mean every night I get a great night's sleep, right? But it's also understanding that when I love myself enough to say, okay, I'm turning off my devices after dinner, I'm turning down the lights, I'm taking a warm bath or shower, I'm reading, I'm getting in bed at an early time, right? I'm putting those things into place that will help me to become more efficient, more productive, if you will, to be able to go into the flow the next day. And I've had to work at that. But then once you work at that for a little while, then you're like, okay, I want to try this in another area of my life, right? Making one change, committing to making one change in your life at this time. Something that you can control. Not worrying about what you can't control, right? That is so true, you know? There's so much we can't control, but there also is so much we can control. All right, so let's pull a soul truth card for you. And Capricorn, I do personal readings. So if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. What am I grateful for right now? You know, for some of you, you may just, your new thing may be because you have the great gratitude. And this is your, you know, in your area of resistance. It's kind of like being really, starting a gratitude journal. Looking at the good in the people and situations in your life that you can't control. You can't control the traffic, okay? Say you get stuck in traffic. But what can you be grateful for? Well, you can be grateful that you have a job to go to. You can be grateful that you have a car that you can get to that job, right? You can be grateful that you get to listen to music on your way to work. You could listen to a book on tape or something like that. Allowing yourself to see the benefits of those situations that may be kind of like, you know, seem overwhelming at this time, because I think there's so much going on in the world that sometimes we can get overwhelmed by what we can't control, but understanding we can keep coming back to those things that we can control, including our mindset. Adopt an abundance mindset. Gratitude is the antidote to all of our problems. It is impossible to be fearful and grateful at the same time. Gratitude improves our health, opens our heart, and changes our state. Yeah, that's a beautiful reminder, you know, to be grateful. Just keep coming back to that. And, you know, also understanding that when being grateful is a choice. It is a choice. It is about making those choices, choosing to see things from a loving perspective instead of a fearful perspective. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Capricorn. I'd love to hear in the comments a habit that you would like to start putting into place for yourself. I wish you so much love and light, and I appreciate all of your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.